My voice is clear. Let me check. Okay, so we will wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so and then we will start our session. Okay. Hi Vijay. Hi. Okay, so this is the last day for 4 days of JavaScript, where we're going to cover how to like whatever the things that we have learned before. With the help of that, we're going to create an application, a simple static application that will give you an understanding about how the entire website is working. Okay, so that will give us an understanding, and yeah, we're going to create some fake databases and fake data and everything that we're going to create, and with the help of that we're going to create an user interface that will help you to build an user interface like front end. We're going to create it. Okay. All those things that we're going to create, yeah, we will discuss that one within 1 or 2 minutes. We will continue the session. Okay, and if you are new here, this is a 4 days of JavaScript class where we have completed the 3 days already. The fourth day, today is the last date for the day, and each and every day we provided a Google form, and if you fill the Google form you will get an attendance for those where you will get an participation certificate for that. Okay. Hi Abhishek. And yeah, that's all for that. And if you are missed out anything, okay, if you are missed out any classes and you haven't filled any one of the forms and everything, so the live section is already pre-recorded one, so you can watch it in the YouTube channel, and you can able to see in the YouTube channel you can able to get it. Okay, you can get the attendance form, just fill out your the live chat is also enabled. Take the Google form, watch all the full video, and get the Google form and fill it out. Okay, so you will get the certificate as well. Okay, no issues with that. Okay, okay, let us start the session. Okay, so what we're going to create now, first of all, let me create an folder. Okay. Only we're going to create our. Yeah, sorry, can you able to hear my voice now? All? Yes, okay. So, okay, so let me get started with the class. So here we're going to create three files that we want. .html, okay, and another one is need the style.css file. Okay, rename. It is going to be style.css. Yeah. Then we're going to create another file that is app.js. Okay. So these are all the files that we're going to create, and here in this index.html, and we're just going to name it as, let me create e-commerce application or social media application. I just mentioned it as WD social media, WD social, WD social. I just mentioned it here, and that's it. And let me create an h1 tag here. Here I just mention it as EWD fields. Socials. Okay. Yes. And let us open it with this live server. Okay. Yeah. Wait for a minute. Yeah, the live server is opened. And yeah, okay. So that's it. So this is where we're going to create it here. And remember, this is the screen size that I'm going to use. Let me use it for mobile size like that. Okay. And then we will do the further thing. Okay. So yeah. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to link my CSS. Okay. The CSS done. And let us give the body and background color. Let us go for blue. Okay. Oh, fine. So now let me add the JavaScript file. Okay, let us remove this one. Remove this one also. And into the index.html, let me add AS file. Okay. And here I just going to add the script tag with an src. It is going to be dot slash app.py. This is the file that we're going to add. And we check it in the console.log. Um, inspect. Let's see it in the console. Yeah, it is running perfectly fine. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to create an application that is going to create an front end for us. Okay. So usually, how the web application will work, we actually have the database. Okay? We have a database. Okay? And what is this database? The database is a place where all your informations are get stored. Okay. And this place only, for example, if you are going for an Amazon, okay, or let us take a social media example, let us take Instagram. And if you are posting something, what will happen? That post is taken and it is sent to the database and it will be stored in the database. Okay. And what will happen? And it in from the database, it is in somewhere else. Okay. So from the database, we will create an API. Okay? It may be a REST or SOAP, like that. We will create an API. And with the help of this API, what we can do is we can render the data. What all are the data that is inside the database? We can render it in the user interface. That's why when I'm uploading a post, what is happening? It is go and store in the databases, and the databases creates an API. So what is API? API is an application programming user interface. With the help of that, you can able to communicate with your two things. So you can able to communicate with your like API is the joining, how to join your backend with frontend. With the help of API, you can able to join it, first one. Second one is you can able to communicate with the external servers also, like an interaction between one application to the another application. We can able to do it. Okay. So right now, the post I made it in, it is go and store it in the database. And the backend developer, what he will do, he will create an API like REST API, all those things. Like he will create it. So API is nothing but the you can able to see the URL, right? And here we have the endpoints, parameters, and those things will be there. And that is what. So if I go for the particular URL, I will get the particular information, right? So likewise APIs. So now what we do, once we uploaded the photos, the backend developer create an API, and with the help of this API, I can able to get the data and I can able to create an user interface, right? So that's what we will do it. But right now we don't have any backend involvement here, only front end. So what can I do? Well, we can let I give you an example how the API will look. Okay. Just mention it as API, application programming interface, and how the API will looks means each and every in databases, each and whatever the data that we are giving, it is stored in a format. Okay, so API is mentioned, and that format is most commonly JSON format, and there are much of other format is there. Depends upon what database that you are using. So when we are working with Marin stack, then it comes to MongoDB, and the MongoDB store data in a format called JSON. Okay, so an API will look like, so if you like this is the API. No, this is not an API. Like this is let me give an example. Yeah, here you can see there is an HTTP, right? So what is this HTTP is a it's like something like www.tw.com/articles, and if you ask for articles, you will get the information. And this information is basically how it will look like means it will look like this, like an array nested objects, okay. So that's how the real world data are stored in the JSON format, exactly this one. You can see employee and his name is Max Motterman, and items we have, and this item is an array, and in this array what all are the things that we are adding. So this is how the JSON will look. This is how the JSON will look like this, okay. It is an array nested object. This is how it will be look. And what we will do means we have some methods. With the help of that methods we can able to get the API, okay, from the backend, and we can show it in the user interface. We can able to display it, and that's what we're going to do now. But instead of working with API, we going to create our own database. So that's what the fake data, okay. So that's what we're going to create, okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to create, okay. So what I'm going to create is we're going to create a fake database, and I just going to name it as posts, okay. And let me add a const, okay. We are avoiding this databases API and all everything, and we're going to create our array nested object. That is our database, okay. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to create an array nested object. What it is, okay. This is an array, and that array contains many data types, right? So I'm going to contain objects inside this. We're going to create objects. What it is, objects. Like this we're going to create. We create 4 objects. Okay. So what are the things that I want inside an object is, well, just want the person profile pic. Okay. The profile pic I want to store. Just say profile underscore pic. Okay. This is going to be an image. Okay. Next, what I want is name of the person. Okay. Username. Let me mention it as user name of the person. Let me mention some name. Okay. And I just mention my name, okay. And then what he is posting, the post message, let me say post message, okay. This is also considered it as an image or any other thing, okay. And then what I want is I want the description, okay. This is going to be the description of it, okay. And that is I just want to let me create first one. So let us go for unexpress, and this is our own database. We are creating our own database, okay. Not database like database, okay. So the same process is going to be same. Once you get the data from an API, you need to convert it to an array nested object only. So all other processes are going to be same, except we are not working with database and then API, okay. So I just going to say profile, okay. You will get some images for profile. Let me take this image, copy the image address, and this is the profile of it. This is the profile of it. Now what I'm going to do, well, let us copy this one and paste the same thing all the 4 objects like this, like this. Okay. We are pasting it. We're having error. This is because of this. Okay. Okay, so we pasted this one. Okay. 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 Right. We have created it. Now what I'm going to do, I just want to change the image of each and every picture. I'm just going to change this one. Let me take this copy image address. Let me paste it here, and let me change the second one, profile image. Let me change copy image address, paste it here. Okay, we are creating our database, nothing special. We are creating an array nested object. That's what we are creating it. Okay, so and that contains some group of information regarding user posting data. Okay, and here let me change the name. We change. Let me give some name here. like this. Okay. We are having these names, and now we need to say what is the post message. So we need some other photos. Let me go for let me consider this as an food social media. Okay. We're going to say food, and here let me take some images of the food. Okay, and paste it. Copy the image address. This is the first image. Okay. So I Indian food. Okay, like this. And then let me create copy this image address and let me create this one. And and let me copy here Spanish. Okay, and let me copy this. Okay, let me put. Okay, now we have created all. I don't know the Google's. Okay, so now we have created our database. And this is our database. And what is this? This database is an array. And this array is contained in object, and that object contains the information of it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do? Let me add some style. Let me add the here. Let me give an ID. Classes anything that you can give. Just give an ID. And let me say going to be an ID. Yeah. So what I'm going to do? I'm just going to create an a div with a container, a class container. Okay. And let me take it as an ID. Okay. Just take it as an ID container and it is empty. And inside this div only, where we going to render all our database information. Like I need to create an user interface, right? I just want to render it. How can we do it? So I just want to create a div with a container like this. And this div is going to have an another div, a dot profile. Okay. Here we're going to have the image, and this image contains the profile pic. Okay. Profile pic. Okay. And we're going to have the h1 tag, and this h1 tag is going to contain the name of the person. Okay. Name of the person. Name of the person. Okay. And then next here in this inner container, we're going to create another div that is going to contain the post info. Okay, and here the post info is going to be an image. Okay, and user. Okay, and below this we're going to have a paragraph tag, or we can say an h5 tag, that's going to contain the description of an image. So it's like a structure. Okay, now what I want is, so here you can see that is a static structure, right? So now what I want is I need to fetch these information from the database, and I want to show it here dynamically, and I want to render all the things. Okay, not only the single post or anything, render everything. So this is the format, this is the container that we're going to add it for each and every post. Now if I comment off it, okay, how can we add this one? How can we add this one? Okay, so here comes the JavaScript part. So this is your backend. So after fetching the data and everything, once you stored it, here only it will be stored everything. Okay, and here in this index.html, this is what the structure of it. And now, just a minute. Yeah. So now what we're going to do? We're going to integrate this backend. Okay, so this database and based on this database, we're going to create our like the interface. We're going to create it. Okay, so how can I create it? Simply, so first, where I want to add it, well, in okay, yeah. First, you need to fetch this container, right? You need to fetch this container with the help of this ID. So how can I fetch this one? Well, we know that const take container equal to document dot element by ID. Based on the ID, it is going to fetch the container. So what are we going to fetch? We're going to fetch this container. Let me go here and fetch it here. And let me ask it for whether we successfully fetched it or not. It's going to say console.log container. Okay. Asking for what is container is. It is a container variable. Go here, I click inspect. In the console, you can see we fetched the container, and now I want to add the dynamic data inside this container. Okay, so how we can add this? We know that container. Today we have discussed this one. Container dot inner HTML equal to whatever I'm giving, it will be go there, right? For example, if I copy all these things, okay, just this one, and if I go here, and if I paste it here, okay, you can see we are getting an error. But save it, getting an error, syntax is invalid. So the reason behind this one is, so whenever I'm trying to add a single line of HTML tag, it will be work automatically. For example, just remove this one. Okay, and here if I add a h1, okay, and I say hello, you can see we are getting this hello, and inside this you can able to see the hello is created, right? It will be created and it will be shown. But when I started to, I want to add a block, okay, so it means the code like this, okay, it will throw me an error. The reason because of it is because this inner, it is going to take an one line code. Okay, it is going to take the one line code. So you can see I'm writing the code in the multiple lines, right? So that is why we are getting this error. Okay, so the best way to avoid this one is using template literals. So what is template literals? So template literals are also newly introduced one. With the help of this, what we can do is they can able to hold the multiple things, and also it is much more comfortable than using single quotes and double quotes. For example, how the template literals will work. For example, we say head. Okay? If I want to say an one, I want to create an h1, and here I just say hello. Okay, and if I create another tab, okay, like a paragraph tab, see we are having error, right? What we are having this error line, right? So to avoid this, what you can use is you can use this back. You can use this backticks. So if you use this backticks, well, you can able to write multiple lines of codes also in a single head. You can able to use it first of all, and also you can able to fetch the variable dynamically. So in if you use the double quotes or single quotes, I need to fetch the variable like this. My name is and I just want to put an sign, and I just want to say the variable that contains the name. This is how I need to fetch it, right? So this is what we need to fetch it, and the lettering, spacing, and everything we need to take care. But here we don't want to do this. Simply you can write as it is, and if you want to fetch a variable, you can use dollar sign and this curly braces. And inside this, if you ask for any variable, it will be work. Let me explain how it will work. First of all, what is the error that we are having? It is a multi-line code, so it is throwing an error. So let me fix this one by removing and adding backticks. Now if I add a backticks, now if I save it, you can see we are getting all the code, no issue, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a const name. I created a name, and here I just going to say my name, okay, like this. I'm telling. Now, if we want this name to add inside the string, how can we add this? Simply, where I want to add, instead of this h1, just remove this one. If you want to do any JavaScript work, then you can add the dollar sign. You can add this curly braces. Inside this, you can do any JavaScript work. For example, I can say 7 plus 5. This is JavaScript work. You can get the result. You can see 25. So now whatever you are writing inside this curly brace, you can write it in JavaScript. So that is how I just, if I want any variable, I can ask like this and I can store it like this. Okay. See, we are getting the name of the person. Okay. So this is how we need to dynamically do this. Okay. So now we know that we are having this one. Next thing what we need to do is not the data that here I want. I want the data that's inside my what? This database. I just want it. How can I access it? How can I access it? So before that, you need to understand one thing is this is going to be more data, like it is going to contain more data, right? More than 4 data. Right now I created 4 data, but it is going to contain more than a data, right? So if I want to render all the things, okay, so what I want to do, I need to do the same inner container.inner HTML, all the things. First let us render the first one. Okay, so here we have the post, right? What is this? This is an array, right? So how can I fetch it? So here in this console I ask for what is post. You can see where 47 line number 47. Okay, let's remove this one. Let me give the name. Now you can see post is post. Now you will get the post. This is an array. This array contains object. So now what I'm going to do? This is an array. I want first index one. Just save it. Now you can see we are getting only object because a container, a small container that contains this object. Now I need to go inside this object. So what is the operator that we want to use? If you want to go inside this object, you need to use the dot operator, right? I just say dot and I want to say name. And not name, I think what is, you need to ask the correct one. Like it is username. Okay. Dot user name. Like this. Now you can see we are fetching the first username, right? The same thing that we need to do it for everything. For example, I just going to copy this one. Okay. Here in this src, it is going to be a JavaScript code. I just going to say dollar places. And I just going to put the name here. I want the username here. You can see we are getting the name of the person. So now in the src, okay, I just want to do the same thing, dollar sign. Instead of username, what we need the profile pic, I think so. If I'm not wrong, it's profile pic, profile underscore pic. Let me copy this one and let me paste it here. It's going to be profile underscore pic. Now you can see the profile pic is rendered and we have this array also and we have this profile pic also. And now you need to do the same thing for all the places. So you want a description, this one, paste it here. Instead of username, you need the description. Right? This is what we need. So if I post it, you can see I like input. And here I just do the same thing to get the post of it. Okay. Here it is going to be, what is the one? It is going to be post message, post MSC, MES. I just going to paste it here. Now we did, yeah, you can see, yeah, you can see what we are getting, the profile, right? We are getting the profile name and we are getting the name and we are getting it, right? And if I want to do the same thing, okay, if I want to do it again and again, what I want to do it, well, right now we are fetching only the first person information, right? I need to fetch every information, right? Then what I need to do, I need to just copy and paste the same code, and I need to increase the index of it, right? So I just want to say 0, and here if I say 1, you can see the profile picture is changed to another. And if I say here 1, change it to another person, right? So this is how each and every time I need to do it. So that is why for I don't want to copy paste the code, because imagine you're creating a social media application, we don't know who is going to post, right? So while we are taking class, someone is posting, and then we just need to automatically fetch it, right? One time I need to write the code, and once it is in production, it need to fetch it automatically. Okay, no matter what, no one. So because no one is there to copy paste the code, right? So there is no one is there. So how can we do it? Well, with the help of the loops. With the help of loops. What is loops? Today we have discussed. Running the same function again and again, we can use this loops, right? So let me create a loop. Here we're going to create an while loop. Okay, we're going to create an while loop. For loop, any loop you can get. While or for loop, not while loop. Okay. So anything that you can create it. So let me go. I just going to say I equal to 0. Okay. Initiation. Here I just going to check for a condition. While it is going to check for the condition. So what is the condition I want to create it here? We know that the loop should be a finite loop, right? We need to create don't want to create an infinite loop, we need to create a finite loop. So what is the condition I want? The condition is, as long as how many informations are there in my database, I need to fetch it. If it is 5, I need to fetch the 5. If it is 10, I need to fetch the 10. Okay, like that, how many information are there in my database? So according to that, I need to fetch it. So how can I know that? How many? So far that I need to know how many information are there in this array. How can I know it? Whether I can go and count it? That is not possible, right? Because every time it is going to keeps on incrementing, right? So we are not able to count it. So that is why we have a property called length property in an array. We know that array is also a special type of an object. If you listen to the series of class, you will got it. So I just go and right click inspect, and here let me check it in the console. You can see array, and this we have the length property. So we can able to access the length. For example, if I say dot length, and what this length will give, the length is going to tell me how many items are there in my array. The number of items, okay, number of objects, we can say. You know, you can see we have 4 items. So if I added another item, for example, an empty object here, you can see we are having 5 items. You can see. So each and every time the user is going to post, it is going to be the database, and the API is updated, and this data is going to be updated. Okay, and every time the data is going to be updated, I'm automatically fetching it. I don't want to change it. Okay, so how can I create my condition is, how can I create my condition is, here we have I equal to 0. I'm going to say while I value is, the value of I is less than post dot length. Post dot length. What is this? It's less than post dot length. Then what I need to do? I need to run this code. What is post dot length? Post dot length is going to give me how many number of items are in my array. If it is 5, the loop is going to run for 5 times. If it is 10, the loop is going to run for 10 times. If it is 1000, the loop is going to run for 1000 times. That's what it is. Okay. And we have added it in the inner HTML. And we know that we need to create an infinite loop. So for creating, finite loop. For creating a finite loop, we need to increment the value, because that then only at some point of time the loop is going to stop. So I just going to tell, once you done this one, increment the value of I plus plus. So what it is. Okay. So now if I go and I just going to save it. Now also you can able to see only one post. This is why, because what is this inner HTML will do is, what the inner HTML will do is, the inner HTML is going to replace the content that is inside my container. It is going to replace it. So what will happen is, the first time the loop will run, so it is going to contain the information. The second time the loop will run, the old is going to be replaced. Okay, it is going to be erased and the new content is added. So remember that whenever I change the hello world to congrats, So the hello world is changed to congrats. So it is get replaced. Okay, so it is removed. But here I don't want to remove it. Okay, so I need to show the first content, and below it I need to show the second content, and below it I need to show the third content. I need to append it. So here what we need to do is, you can use assignment operator. Instead of equal to, you can tell plus equal to. So what does plus equal to do? Plus equal to is not going to replace your content. So it is going to append your content. So if once the loop is run, the first time it is going to run, the content will be there. And the next time the loop is running again, what will happen is the content is get added, not replaced. Okay. So in this way, loop is run 4 times. 4 times the loop is going to get the value. Just run it. Now you can able to see we have first time we have this word, and you can see second, third, and 4 times the loop is run successfully. But here is also a problem. What is the problem? You can able to notice that every time the loop is running, but it is producing the same result. You can see the result of Siva only produced. Okay, right? No other database is fetched, right? We have so many database name, right? We have this one, and we have Ahmed, and we have this, and we have 4 different persons, but only one person is fetched. So this is why, because here you can able to see post dot one. We only asking for that particular index to fetch it for that time. So now what I want to do, I need to make it dynamic. So first time the loop runs, it need to fetch the first person post. Second time the loop runs, it need to fetch the second person post. Third time the loop runs, it need to fetch the third person's post. Like that, it need to fetch it. How can I do it? Well, you can see we have I, the increment operator. So it starts from 0 and it is keeps increasing every time the loop is run. So what we can do is we can replace this one I. So what will happen if I replace this one with I? So the first time the loop even runs, it is considered the I value is going to be 0. So the I value, it is going to fetch the 0th index. Second time the loop runs, it is going to fetch the second, like it is the I value is increased to 1, and the indexes is going to change it to 1. Like that, it is going to fetch. Now if I save it, you can notice that the first time the loop is going to be fetching the first person name and the first person's post, first person description, second person profile picture, name, second person name, and profile. Third one, you can see it is fetching all the data that is coming dynamically. Okay, so imagine how it is working. Just imagine how it is working. So the I value is 0. It is going to increment each and every time the loop is going to run. What I need is the first time I need to fetch the 0th index in my array. Second time I need to fetch the first index in my array. So here I is going to change each and every time. So wherever I need to fetch the indexes, I can replace those things with I. So here the I value is going to increment each and every time the loop is going to run. So we will get the data. So meanwhile, for example, if you added, someone is posted a new data. Okay, someone is posted a new data. Okay, what will happen? We name it as, okay. If I save it, you can see the loop is run automatically and it is fetched the photo for down. Right? Clear? So this is automatically done. We don't want to do it. Okay. So now what is our work is? Now what is our work is? This is the entire start that you want to do it. So in the backend, okay, we have databases, and the databases, whatever the value that we are posting, like putting in the databases, they are stored in a format, and that format is called as JSON format. When you are using MongoDB, okay, it is in JSON format, and that JSON format, we can able to get all the data with the help of an API, and those things are developed by backend developers, and they will give you an API with endpoints. And if you just go for this link, you will get this data. If you go for that link, you will get that data. Like that, they will give the endpoints, documentation. Okay. And inside this API, you can able to see a JSON format that content that is looks exactly like this. Okay. That looks Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so yeah, so now what I say, like right now we are using while loop, for loop, like that. So instead of that, we will use iterators. So that is much more feasible, and then we can be able to fetch. So now what is our work? Well, we get all our, sorry, now we get all our data, right? Now what we need to do, we need to style it. That's what it is. For example, you can see we have the div, and the div is called inner container, right? We need to style it. So first of all, what is the div that contains everything? That is going to be the container. It is an id, right? So let me say container id. Okay, we say display equal to, it is multiplex. Okay, I just say plus direction is going to be column. Okay. And what I'm going to do the next is, first thing what we need to do is we need to reduce the image size. That's what the thing. So in profile we have image, and post info we have image. Okay. So let me take this class profile image. Okay. Let me say dot. And here I just mention it as height. Let me say the width is going to be 30% of the entire screen. Okay. Profile image. Okay. And you can see all the profile images get reduced, and same like that, what I want to do is post info. Copy this post info dot img, and if I say width 30%, okay, you can see all these things are get reduced. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to just style it and come up with some good user interface. That's what we need to do it. Okay, so right now it is in column, and I can say that align items be center. So let me change this one column. Yeah, let me change this one. So now what we do is we can go for the container. Okay. Let me go for the inner container dot inner dash container. Okay. That is going to give the border. Let me say one pixel solid. Okay. This is the each and every post container. For example, let me give the margin as one pixel. We can give margin bottom. See, this is our post one, post two, and then post four. Okay, this is what it is. And here you can mention whatever you want it. Okay, so for example, let me open it in the big screen. Right now it is in the center, and what I want to do is I just going to resize this one for mobile size only. Okay, so this size I will take this one as this size. Okay, and then we will resize it. Okay, so now we have the profile image and the name of the person and the post of the person and everything that we are having. So now let us have the each and everything is going to have the height of 500 pixels. Okay, 5 pixels. Okay. Okay, so we are having the having this one, and profile image is there, and here what I'm going to do is inside this display, maybe now it comes right to here, and I just say flex direction be column now comes below, and let me align items, it will be added in the center. Then we add the text content also in the center. Okay, so now it is that, and yeah, we don't want this one. Now what I can do is we are got everything here. So now what I want to do is, this is my profile picture, it need to come here, the name need to go there, and the photo need to come here. Okay, so that's how some stylings we need to do it. So yeah, same flexbox. We need to use the flexbox, and you need to come up with. Here we can see the profile. Let's add a dot profile. Say this is a display. You can see it will be come here. Okay, and I can say like justify content key content space between, or we can go for space around space. Okay, and then that's it. And let me add margin or padding bottom. Let me add like this. The image is going to be um, radius. Let me make this to 50. Okay. The image is something good. Okay, so let me add 300. Okay. So yeah, I think this is the resizable image. Okay. So give the padding bottom, padding top and bottom. Give padding top and bottom 30 pixels, and then here we mentioned it as 0 pixels. Okay, like this. And yeah, and we have the width, right? So let me reduce the width. Okay. Width is equal to not 30%. I just want to say 30 pixels. Okay. And let me say 120. Now let me reduce to like this. And okay. So now it is added with okay. It's going to take add like this, and then what we need will be added. It will be applied for everywhere. Okay. So the next is this one, post info. Okay. Let me tell here. Dot info, and that is going to contain an image, right? That image is going to take the height equal to, let me say, 300 pixel height. Okay, this is what it is, and let me tell to 60% of the uh, okay, so we are having 80% of the width here. And now what we can do further alignment also. Okay, so like this. Yes, height 120 pixel, width 120 pixel. Okay, and then this I think we don't added width for this one. Which one? This box. I think it is coming from here. Yeah, width is going to be 90% of the screen. Okay. It is taking up to 90% of the screen. Okay. And let me reduce the image height to 20, and then let me make it to 60, 60. Okay. And here you can give the image and space display padding. Okay. And we are going to take up this one space. Okay. So let me give the padding, 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 0 pixel, 20 pixel, like so 120, not in this image. Mm, now we added the same thing. What we can do, this one border radius 8 pixel. We have added 8 pixel, and then that is we don't need, and dot post. Okay, H3. I think what is the tag that we have used inside it? It is an H5 tag. Let me remove those one. Yeah, H5 tag, and let us say H5 tag. Here we can create the font font size. Make it okay. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, and then what is this box name? The box name is this one, right? Add a border radius of 8 pixel. Border radius of 8 pixel, and then let me add the box shadow. Okay, let me add the box shadow as a mm, 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 0 pixel, 0 pixel. Let me the blur to 8 pixel with some blue color or with some gracious blue, like this. Yeah, let me put the same image. Then now this is what our social application is. You can, if I go with it will be show it in the 90, it takes up the 90% width. So that is why in full view it is showing something like this. So it is created in the database. Okay, so we have created it the same like that. We just want to add the navbar, the theme, like back theme and everything that we need to do it. But normal it will be fine. If you want to see, if you want to make it as, if you want to make that it as a responsive, so what we can do is, or let me give this entire div. Okay, let me give this entire inner container where this is the container, right? So let me make this container wrap, and the inner container takes up to 50%. Okay, and 50%. Okay, taking up to 70%, and now you can, no, still it is, so it is, yeah. Let me take this one, or you can use the media query, or you can use according to the responsiveness we can style it, and we can stroke it. Right now I style only for like this screen size. Okay, a particular maybe consider it as a tab size, we can use it here. This is how we need to render the user information. Okay, okay, so this is what everything will be work. So what you will do, you are working with a blog website. Okay, so all other JavaScript functionality it will be in the front end. Okay, so and only the block that is coming from the back end. Okay, so because those blocks are created in maybe a CMS or anywhere, some other place. And though they have the databases, okay, and they are in the databases, and with the help of the API, you will fetch all the information, and in that particular place, you need to render all your information like this. Okay, so the blog page and blog title, and how many like only few lines I need to show, and other after that I need to show them read more button like that, and someone clicks it, you need to produce the full blog like that. We will code it. Okay, so that's all done in the backend. Okay, but the fetching thing and how we need to display it in the user interface, it will be done in the front end part. So this is the one thing that we need to do and we need to work with. And this is the database that we have created, a fake database, and with the help of this fake database, and you have created, and we have created and we have added it here, this container and everything will be added here. Okay, so container.inner and everything whatever we are putting inside here, it will be added here, and it is going to fetch all the data. So if you added an data, okay, it is also automatically going to fetch it. So the automatically how it is fetching, because of this, we are fetching the information based on the length of the array. So if the length of the array is increased, it is also going to increase automatically. The loop is going to increase according to the length of the array. So until unless it is going to false, you're going to not create it. Okay. So this, with the help of this knowledge, you can able to create any clone. Okay, front end clone, not the back end functionality. You can create any clone. If you want to create an Amazon clone, you can create it. The same process. You need to create some dummy databases for your e-commerce code and try to recreate with the help of your HTML and CSS skill. Try to recreate what you want to clone it. Okay, so you can clone. You can automatically clone that, right? So you can create an Amazon or Netflix, whatever clone that you want to create it. You can create it. It's simply like simply like a static website for the front end clone project that you like to do it, you can do with this do it. And this is how also working. Database, with the help of how to connect the backend with the front end, with the help of API, we will connect it. But here the API for how to connect and how to fetch the information, that is cut. Okay, we are not seeing that. But we created our own, instead of that, we created our own database. About the backend, the process all going to be this. Okay, there is no such going to be. So that's all for today. Okay, just a minute. I will give you the attendance. Fill out the attendance form. Okay, then then you can go. Yeah, let me do one thing. Yeah, so just give a minute. I will share you the attendance form. Yeah, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me now. We have time. Yeah, the attendance form is shared in the chat box. In the chat box and fill it up, and you have 2 more minutes. We're going to end the 4 days of JavaScript beginner level workshops. This is what is the beginner level that's going to be there, and the upcoming days of the workshop is going to be there, and so much of modules we are going to change it in the upcoming month. You are not going to get live workshops. Instead of that, we're going to create projects. Okay, mostly we're going to create more number of projects. We are planning out that, and surely you will get you can able to see the workshop. The repeated workshop is going to be not going to be existed anymore in TWD, because we have taken a lot of workshops. Again, the same thing it be there. So we're going to provide it as a recorded video, and then we're going to create an projects workshops. Okay, we're going to create a projects based upon the projects. It's going to be a recorded video, but we will be there in the live chat. It is going to be a premise room where we will help you and we will support you. And if you have any other doubts, you can connect with us over chat support. You can connect with our WhatsApp group, and whatever the doubt that you have, you can interact with the community and you can clear it without also. Okay, and yeah, that's all for today. If you finished out, just fill the attendance form, and you can tell whatever you have any doubts. You can tell it here. We have 2 more minutes. We can end the session after this. Yeah. So people who are not in WhatsApp group, just a minute. I will share you a group link. Okay, there are so much of group is there for TWD. I will share you one of the group. Okay, you can join it. The group number is group number 5. I will share you the link. Yeah. The chat, what the group link is also there. You can join it and you can fill it. Okay. You can who are not in the WhatsApp group, you can join it up. Okay. This is group number 5. If you have any other doubts, you can ask. You can communicate with the manager, social media manager, and he will help you with that. Okay. Okay. Sure. We will wind up the section. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much for those 4 days of cooperation that you have given to us. Thank you.